What? What's this? Is this what I think it is? Is this a Battlefield video? Oh my god, it is. That's right. I have started playing Battlefield again. Oh, where am I doing here? Hello everybody, this is Atma76X and this is Battlefield 3 Hardcore Karg Island. I believe we're playing Rush here, yeah. So this is an older video I made. Or this is an older video. This is way older. I haven't really recorded anything new from Battlefield, but I am playing it again. Or at least I'll be playing it for another month here. Until the end of the month when I get Guild Wars, and then I'll be making Guild Wars videos and still make some Battlefield videos, because I have, like I said, I've regained interest in the game. Which is something I like about Battlefield. Let's see what's going on here. I have not seen this video in a long time. I think I'm driving. I think I'm flying it. So you can see an awesome pilot, which is me piloting this guy to his death. Yeah. So with this video, I'm not really going to be talking a whole lot about the game. I'll be watching it, but I'm not really going to be talking about it, because what's the point of giving tips and tricks about the game right now when I haven't played the game in like a good 6 months or so? Yeah, I am definitely flying this. What am I doing here? I'm getting shot down, it looks like. Something's locked onto me, and I bail. So yeah, this is obviously an older video. I think I'm only like in my 20th level or something in this game. Yeah, I'm actually, it's pretty embarrassing. I'm not even to the first prestige yet, because I just stopped playing the game. But I'm back into it, and downloaded the new close quarters maps. Come on, great aiming, yes. And I die. I deserve that. I shouldn't have missed. Yeah, right. I wish I still played this good. I'm getting back into it though. It's kind of like riding a bike. Oh, look at that! Matt joined me. I do remember that this was a really good video, and I do have another video that I wanted to post up before I start posting the new stuff. I even have a Bad Company 2 video that I have left over. That was a really good game that I might actually post up just for fun. Yeah, here, I think I'm using the SG553, I believe. The Sig Sauer version of, it's not really like an M16, but, you know, it's their own, like, little assault rifle. Sig Sauer. But this video that I'm making here is more or less just going to be a vlog, sort of, if it can even be called a vlog. Oh, what's going on here? What am I doing? Ah, screw it, just shoot him. I'm about to make sure my teammates don't steal the kill from me. I'm just going to kind of, like, talk about whatever the hell's on my head. So, yeah, something I wanted to talk about last time was movies. I saw this summer. This is a really good year in movies, in my opinion. Last year sucked, but this year there's some good shit that came out. I mean, obviously there was the Avengers. I'm gonna state this. I'm gonna be talking about superhero movies, and I really do not care about superhero movies. I didn't see the Avengers because I only watch the superhero movies that I watched as a kid, like the cartoons I watched as a kid. I'm not a big comic book reader. Comic books are cool. If you like comic books, that's cool. I mean, I really don't care a whole lot. Oh my god. And he dies. I really don't care much about comic books or comic book movies, but I did like watching, like, the shows as a kid. Some of them. The shows that I mainly watched when I was a kid were X-Men, Spider-Man, Batman, and Superman. Only watched Superman because it was the only thing on. I really don't like Superman, and it's mainly because he's just not as cool as Batman. I'm sorry. I mean, he's cool, but my phone went off. Oh, my work schedule. What was I saying? Superman I just watched because it was right after Batman, or right before Batman. I think it was right after. So I watched it. Nice shot. Take that, Mr. Nerve Damage. Yeah, I just watched it just because it was right after Batman. And so yeah, when I go and I watch the movies, I mean, I didn't see the last Superman movie because like I said, I don't like him. But like the Spider-Man movies, the original ones, not this new one. I did see the new one. I will get to that. But you know, that's why I didn't watch the Avengers. I really don't care about Iron Man. I never saw anything with Captain America. I saw most of the X-Men movies. They've been playing a lot of fucking superhero movies on TV lately. But yeah, I mean, I heard that Avengers was a great movie. Everyone liked it. But like I said, it was just I really didn't care about it. But the Spider-Man movie, the original Spider-Man by Sam Raimi, was definitely one of the best superhero movies of all time, I'd say. Because, think about it, Spider-Man, the first one, is basically what they based all these other superhero movies off of. All the X-Men movies, Iron Man, all of them, the Green Lantern, all of those movies are stylized after the first Spider-Man movie. And now I know some people are like, oh, I don't like the first Spider-Man. This first Spider-Man's okay, the second one I hate. Like, the second one was a good Spider-Man. The second Spider-Man movie was a good Spider-Man movie, too. And then the third one started getting really hammy. I mean, it's pretty much like, there was, like, this transition. There was, like, the original Batman movies and the Superman movies. And those were pretty solid movies. But then they started getting really campy and, I mean, come on, Batman, everyone knows about Batman and Robin. What a joke that was. And Batman Forever was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. But personally, I mean, I've been watching the Batman movies since I was a little kid. And honestly, I'm not really a big fan of them. And I mean, some comic... I really don't want to argue about what superhero movies are better. This is just my opinion. If you want to agree or disagree, go ahead. I'm not going to argue with you. Everyone has their own opinion. This is just my opinion. I don't like the Michael Keaton Batman movies. Okay, I think they're... I just don't like the casting. I'm sorry, you know. Michael Keaton, he's fine, I guess. People say that he's a great Batman. I really don't like him as Batman. I really don't like him as Bruce Wayne. I really don't like Michael Keaton. Jack Nicholson, I didn't think he was a good Joker. I'm sorry. He's not what I picture the Joker as. I think he is too old and too fat to be a good Joker. I'm sorry. The Joker is this scrawny guy. I mean, yeah, hey, Jack Nicholson is a great actor. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's great at acting like Jack Nicholson. But he is not a good Joker. 1 second. I'll be right. Okay, sorry about that. I had to do something really quick. But no, what I was saying was Jack Nicholson is a great... He's a good actor. He's good at acting a specific role, and that's playing as Jack Nicholson. There's two types of actors. There's the actors that act as the character, and then there's actors that have the character act as them. Like an example, like Jack Nicholson, he's like one of those guys. Or Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis always plays Bruce Willis. Or Humphrey Bogart always plays Humphrey Bogart. Where like Marlon Brando plays the character. Marlon Brando becomes the character. Leonardo DiCaprio becomes the character. Tom Hanks becomes the character, for the most part. Tom Hanks is kind of in between. Still a great actor, though. He's very convincing in what he does. But characters that try and like learn an accent or learn certain things about whatever country their character is from, they're the really good actors. And Jack Nicholson just kind of always plays like Jack Nicholson. He always kind of plays the same guy. But and that's what I'm saying is like Heath Ledger became the Joker, and on top of that, he pulled homage from all the other Jokers, like the cartoon Joker, the original Joker in the TV show, even a little bit of Jack Nicholson. He kind of integrated all of them into one character, and that's what a really good actor does, and that's why he won supporting actor or best supporting actor. Plus, I mean, he died, so they were kind of like, well, this is probably all the guy's gonna get. But it doesn't necessarily mean that he wins the award just because he's dead. Yeah. But anyway, like I was saying was the movies. There was still a pretty decent. It was a good movie in terms of just the way it was, written and directed and shot. It was high budget and all that stuff. But then these movies started becoming really cheesy. And then finally, Spider-Man 1 comes out, and this is like a breakthrough movie. It's like, top grossing movie, whatever. And then everybody decides, okay, this made money, let's all just kind of copy and paste this. And at first it was cool, the X-Men movies were kind of cool. They, in hindsight, they really weren't that great. But they, the first X-Men movie was okay. But then everyone just kind of, the Fantastic Four comes out, Silver Surfer, and all that stupid shit. And then the movies start becoming like what they were before, like, like, for example, the third Spider-Man movie. Now, I didn't hate the movie. I kind of liked it the first time I watched it. And, I mean, it was funny. You could tell that the actors were having a great time when they were, in the movie. But the casting was terrible. I never really liked Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. Makes it okay Peter Parker, I guess. But even then, I still thought he was a little meh. But, Tobey Maguire, whatever. But, so, these movies were always set to a certain standard. And then Christopher Nolan makes Batman Begins, not Batman Returns. He makes Batman Begins, and all of a sudden, this movie becomes something much more than what it actually is. Superhero movies, okay. Now, granted, they're always high budget these days, but a superhero movie is technically a B movie in theory. It's just you take a superhero, make a movie about them. It's like making a monster movie. Monster movies are B movies. There could be high budget. High budget doesn't necessarily mean it's not a B movie. But when you start getting to that, like, everything kind of becomes a B movie because everything's been done. But it's like a B movie kind of theme or premise. You're not these movies, like, just crash. Oh, where am I going? I'm just gonna crash into every wall until wow, that was stupid. Anyway, holy shit. I can't believe that guy landed that. Yeah, B movies are, like the superhero movie, B movie, monster movie, B movie. They're like a superhero movie or a monster movie is never going to win an Academy Award for, like, motion picture of the year, best actor. I mean, And then Christopher Nolan makes Batman Begins, and suddenly this becomes something more than what it actually is. it's written completely different. It's shot in a different way. It's storyboarded like in a completely different way. You're not just like going for like you don't necessarily think like comic book when you see this. You see you could see this like if you take Batman out of the Dark Knight movies, you have a great vigilante story about a guy that, you know, and it's very parallel to Batman, you know, obviously because it is Batman, but it becomes something more than what it actually is, and that's what I loved about these movies. In fact, I mean, I probably will never buy a superhero movie except for these movies. This is, I think it's a great trilogy, and I saw The Dark Knight Rises, and I loved it. I thought it was better than the first Batman movie. I don't think it's quite as good as the second one, and you know, there's plenty of, you know, things people like, things people don't like, and all that. But so then you get to the new Spider-Man movie. Now, okay, I know like the Spider-Man movie came out before the Batman movie, but I'm trying to, you know, Batman Begins came out far before this new type of Spider-Man. So like what I'm saying is we're kind of going through the same process where these movies are trying to repeat themselves, and like a theme, like whatever makes money, Hollywood will fucking copy and paste it into the ground. So this new Spider-Man movie was casted excellent. It was written well. It was shot well. My only problem with it is they rebooted the series. And why the fuck do you need to reboot the series when, like, the last Spider-Man movie came out? It came out in 2002. That's 10 years ago. But still, you don't need to reboot a series that's successful. I mean, granted, they botched the third one, yeah. But, I mean, I'm glad they introduced a new villain. If they would have done Green Goblin or fucking Doc Ock again, I would have been, you know, like, fuck this. But, I mean, I honestly, I didn't like the new Spider-Man movie as much as I liked the first Spider-Man movie, the original one, 2002. Because, I mean, first of all, it's a reboot. You're seeing the same thing. You know exactly what happened. But the thing was, in the first act of that movie, all the parts that we've already seen before is the longest part of that entire fucking movie. And yeah, it's done pretty well for the most part. I mean, I could nitpick the shit out of it. There's, and like I said, this is a nitpick. The one scene where he's in the warehouse and he's like, you know, fucking showing off his new, he's like training. He's like fucking training. Like, I'm like learning all my superpowers now, man. This is awesome. They play that, they have that scene right after he gets a date with the girl. And while he's asking the girl out, he's like asking her out, and she says yes. And they're playing this like a lovey-dovey song, and nice shot. And I die. They're playing this like this lovey-dovey song, and that's fine for that scene. But after that scene, he's like in the warehouse, like playing around, learning all his new moves and stuff, and they're playing the same fucking song, which is like the completely worst like music to be playing for that kind of scene. Like, they should be playing something like, now you're a man, like, you know, instead of like playing this like lovey-dovey boring shit. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it was a fine movie. I mean, it's a little weird in a few parts. Oof, right up the asshole. And you die. Yeah, it was a good movie. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I just didn't personally like it, like, better than the other one, because it was unnecessary. I like the Croc, for the most part. I thought he was pretty cool. But, you know, it was a good movie. It was better than a lot of movies that came out last year. Last year, there was nothing to see in the theaters. This year, like, I'm halfway through the movies that I want to see this year. Tons of movies out this year. Really like The Dark Knight. I'm actually going to try and get, like, a box set of the Dark Knight series, because in my opinion, I think it's a strong series. And I haven't really talked about The Dark Knight Rises much, but I like it. I really do. I really do. Like I said, I like it better than Batman Begins. People were complaining about, like, I've seen reviewers now. When I go and, like, look at reviews for movies, I really don't care what a whole lot of people have to say about things, because first of all, I want to have my own opinion of it, so I avoid all that bullshit before I watch a movie if it's something I actually care about. If it's something I'm not sure about, like if it's like an older movie, you know, I'll look it up and, you know, just see if it has like a good rating or not, like on IMDb or something. But I mean, in general, like, I mean, I saw The Dark Knight Rises, the midnight premiere, and it was a great experience. It was, you know, like, it was definitely a great movie to go see. I'm not even gonna, like, you know, bring up anything about what happened in Colorado. That's been played out, and, you know, I'm not even gonna make any stupid jokes about that, because it's not something you joke about. And I really don't want to get into it. But, you know, it was one of those movies where if you went to see it in theaters, it was a great experience. The audience, you know, everyone had a good time watching it. Unless you're, like, one of those people that, like, get all butthurt about stupid shit, like if you're a comic book fan, you're like, oh my god, Bane isn't exactly how he is in the comic books. Okay, it's a film adaptation. Nothing is going to be like how it is in the fucking comic books. Exactly. It's going to be similar, but it's not going to be exact. And people get just getting butthurt over stupid things like Bane's voice. Some people said they couldn't understand Bane. I heard him perfectly fine. If anything, I thought his voice was cool. I thought he has one of the cooler voices in cinema. It was like if Sean Connery met Darth Vader and they had the same voice, like, jaw fusion. Awesome voice. And I really like that, because the first time he talks, you just know it's Bane. You hear, like, this booming voice of, like, power. Like, it sounds awesome. Some people complain, like, wow, his voice was way too loud. It didn't even sound like he was in the same room with them. Like, they know that, okay? They were going for a specific effect. They were trying to make him sound like somebody that was larger than life, and they did it. They gave him, like, this powerful voice, and people that say they couldn't understand him, like, I thought it was crystal clear. I couldn't understand everything he was saying. We might as well just talk about the Batman voice really quick. People always knocked, you know, Christian Bale for doing the Batman voice. Think of it this way. If you are running around in a fucking bat suit, beating the shit out of people, you're telling me that you wouldn't fucking disguise your voice in some way. At all. You're fucking telling me you would talk like the way I'm beating the shit out of you and I'm talking like this. You're telling me I wouldn't try to do something? Shut up about it, okay? Yeah, just because fucking what's his face didn't do it. Fucking what's his name from the first Batman? Michael Keaton. Just because Michael Keaton didn't do it, you're telling me that now that Christian Bale does it, it's stupid? Yeah, it's a very deep voice. And yeah, he's trying to act intimidating. And you know what? He's intimidating in the movie. He beats the shit out of people. People get scared of him. Scarecrow gets scared of him. Okay? That's just what he does. You know? Even when, like, people that he's talking to that know that it's him, he still uses the voice, just like, you know, in case somebody overhears or something, you know. It makes sense. It makes sense to me. And I don't think it's that goofy. Now, I mean, yeah, it is a little funny at times because everyone's made a joke out about it. I mean, there is one scene where he's in the new movie, spoiler alert, where he's fighting Bane, and he's kind of kicking his ass. And he's like, like he just, I laughed really good when he's like, because he was so, I could not understand what the fuck he said. He just sounded like, and he's beating the shit out of him. My friend was like saying how he was upset that, like, you know, they didn't make Bane exactly the way Bane was in the comics or whatever, because he didn't have a tube sticking in the back of his head. And that was like his big complaint. It's like he's like, he doesn't even use the venom. I'm like, I swear to God, in the opening scene, he looks one way, and then when he fights Batman one-on-one in this one scene, he looks fucking jacked. I mean, they don't need to show everything. They don't need to show every little thing in movies. You don't need to do that. You don't need to see, like, somebody walking to their car to get the idea that they're going to their car. You can just have them driving. They don't necessarily need to show Bane buffing up when it's so clearly obvious that he's fucking jacked, okay? He doesn't need a fucking tube in the back of his head. You know? They had his, like, whole face thing going on, and that was his weakness, obviously. The only complaint I had about Bane was in the one scene he wears a fucking motorcycle helmet. I don't know if you've ever worn a motorcycle helmet. There's no fucking way you can wear that with a fucking mask on your face, okay? You can't have this big mask on your... Awesome! I am so good at this game. Yeah. But you don't need a... You don't need to show everything, is what I'm trying to get at. And I asked him, so you're telling me you have this Bane in this movie, and you have Bane from Batman and Robin. Which one do you prefer, honestly? Like, you know, do you want the guy with the tube sticking in his head who's, like, mentally challenged, or do you want the fucking badass that Bane is? And when I'm watching the movie, you know, Bane is pretty true to his character, and you're watching and you're like, God damn, this guy seems invincible. And then later on, there's something that like, I mean, honestly, if you haven't seen the movie yet, there's a twist, okay? And it makes sense how this guy is actually able to get away with all this shit. It's because, you know, he's got some major help. My friend also said, like, the League of Shadows was completely weaker than what they were before. It's like, yeah, because Bane is the League of Shadows. He has got a bunch of, you know, these people, he just got a bunch of people to just work with him. They're not necessarily the League of Shadows they were before, because Bruce fucking blew them up, which is the only murder he actually commits, now that I think about it, in the show, or in the movies. But, it's a great movie, okay? If you're gonna nitpick it, the reason why people nitpick these last movies, it's the last movie in a trilogy. Therefore, it's the last one that sticks out in your mind the worst, or the most, because it's the last one you saw. And unless you went back and watched all the first two, which I'm sure some people did, or you liked the first one so much when they first came out that you kind of ignore some of the problems that you had with the other movies. Like, I'm watching, you know, The Dark Knight. I love The Dark Knight, but there are problems in that movie. Batman Begins, there were problems I had with that movie. But I like them. I really do. They're great movies. They're great. You know, you can sit down, you can watch them probably for a long time if you're into these type of movies. And you'll probably enjoy them all the time. Some other movies that I'm interested in seeing. I think next week it comes out is the Bourne Legacy, which starring Jeremy Renner, great actor, like that. I love the Bourne movies, so that's another movie. That's another series I have to get, and I'm really interested in seeing that. That's the next movie I'm going to see. Hobbit, of course, Django Unchained, and even, what the hell is it called? I want to see Django Unchained and The Great Gatsby, which is being filmed in unnecessary 3D, but Leonardo DiCaprio is my favorite actor, so I'm gonna see it. I even really like The Great Gatsby to begin with, but I'll watch it again. I mean, I'm not a very good reader to begin with, but oh yeah, this is This is what I loved about this. We just barely won this, and it was because of me, because of that stunt I did. Look at the score. It's 4-4, and I just capped this just to get the win. It's awesome. The Hobbit, and there's another movie coming out about the Navy SEALs. I saw the first Navy SEAL movie earlier this year, and it sucked. But the next one that's coming out is going to be made by the same people that did The Hurt Locker, so I'm really interested in that. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about movies this time, I guess. I don't know. Sorry I didn't really talk much about the game, but there you go. 25 and 15. I'll have some more Battlefield videos for you guys, promise. And yeah, thanks for listening to me ramble on about shitty movies. They're not shitty movies. These are good movies. I would recommend seeing Spider-Man. Recommend seeing Batman. Probably the Avengers if you're into that. I saw The Dictator. That was funny. But yeah. There you go. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll have some more stuff for you soon. Bye.